It's really very inspiring. I've known you and worked with you now for some years, and I know that you deal with some real challenges, real physical challenges, and when I see you, there's always a sense of centeredness and presence and good heart through it all. And I wonder, what would you say is sustains you and supports you through your physical difficulties that helps you stay so connected?
Well, I haven't always been this connected. When I first got ill, it was very disappointing, and I had a lot of grief. Because like my client, I was used to having a very athletic, able body. I was one of those fortunate people who, could hike and bike and ski, and I just loved my body. And very quickly that was taken away from me. And so I was not equanimous for quite a while. It took me, and I took it as my spiritual practice. Because it really helps, I think, to have a meditation practice and be able to take whatever comes as, oh, this, now I have to deal with this, which doesn't mean that I liked it. I really, in the beginning, I didn't know that I had no control. And so I thought that maybe if I did this, it would be different. And there were so many powerful spiritual teachings. It was probably the fiercest spiritual teacher I have had. And I am profoundly grateful. It reminds me of Ram Dass having a stroke and calling it fierce grace. It's such an opportunity for transformation. And over time, I came to appreciate what was happening inside me. Because my body is unpredictable, I have to pay attention moment to moment to it. And that really kept me present in a way that I hadn't been before. And I had to learn to listen to when I needed to rest or when I needed to sit down. And in doing that, I became much more present. And there were gifts in that I hadn't experienced when I was this sort of speedy little person. So there are things that I'm grateful for. And I learned, another powerful lesson I learned was that when I argue with what is, I suffer. That I just say, oh, this is the way it is. This is the way it is. So it's kind of like an equanimity practice, just taking. But a couple of months ago, I hit another hard place because I had gotten familiar with the way it is, and it was manageable for me. And then a couple of months ago, I started being incontinent and pooping in my pants, and my brain became very foggy, and I didn't like it, and it was a whole new curveball for me. And James saw me in that place where I was really suffering. And I had to, again, kind of expand my view of, oh, this is how life is right now. This is how it is. And I think the teaching that I take out of that is that when we get familiar with something, the ego comes up and says, oh, got this one, And as soon as I thought I had it, oh, I can kind of coast on this, it's like, how about this one, So, so I just regard it all as the teaching of a lifetime, and I'm very grateful.
Really is so inspiring to see how this is one of the basic principles that we've talked about, that suffering can deepen our compassion and wisdom and deep acceptance of things as they are. And yeah, you really inspire me like that.
Mm.